What is up, mates? My name is Ragoline. One of you lot suggested me watching this interview, so let's jump into it.
Hey, everybody. Ladies, how are you?
We're doing great, thank you. Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited because our new single Choke is finally out.
Yes,
Yeah,
finally.
finally.
It's been a while since we spoke. I remember Allison Hagendorf from Spotify and I interviewed you guys
Yes.
during the detour. And I'll tell you, we
Hey,
left
should
that
I watch that
being
interview
the most
as
excited
well?
about seeing you guys. We were just so pumped up about you guys making your new record. And a lot has happened since your last record. Of course, you got signed to Lava Records with Jason Flom and the guys over at Atlantic.
Of course, Matt. And before we start, telling all the story, just let me say that it's great to see you two again. We're so happy to be here. And yes, it was a crazy process going to New Jersey in the middle of a pandemic to record an album.
Yes.
And of course, it had its challenges. Like, I think
Must
we
be
recorded
pretty
in 5
insane.
different studios.
Yes, we had to be
Um,
moving all over the place
all
because
over the
things were
place.
booked or closed. But it was just such a fun experience. Working with David was a very enlightening experience, and we learned so much and we grew a lot. And we were just so happy with how things turned out and how things are sounding. And it was weird being away from home for that long.
Yeah.
We were in New Jersey for around
3,
3 to
almost
4
4
months.
Oh
And
lord,
we really missed
so
our
many
house and our
months.
food. But it
But
was
New
great
Jersey
being over
treated
there.
us amazing.
So
Like,
essentially,
we had a
they
great
haven't
time. It
seen,
was
for
such a
example, their
special
parents,
place
friends, neither
to
of
be in,
those
especially since
for
David knows it
these
so well.
months.
Also, we had like the
Jeez.
best bagels
The best
everywhere and the best
pizza and the best
everything.
everything.
So no, yeah, we
It
had
was awesome.
overall a great time.
And we got to experience our first snow, which was
Yes.
crazy. It was snowing so much, and
They
obviously, like, it
haven't
doesn't
touched
snow a
snow
lot
before.
over here in
Yeah,
Mexico.
no.
It's
So
just
it
weird
was
for me
one
by
really
being
cool sight
Russian
and
with
experience.
snow all over
It's pretty amazing.
everywhere.
And I
I
gotta
don't
say,
know.
I know I've been up to that compound before. It used to belong to Whitney Houston. And David bought that studio from her, and it's such a great place up there in that corner of northern Jersey. And I have to ask you guys, so during the pandemic, while you were recording there, so we're and because a lot of things were closed, were you guys having food brought in? Because you said he turned you on to bagels. Did he get some Italian food from? There's a great little Italian place that David took me out to there called Goodfellas. That maybe I don't know if they were sending food out, but kind of tell us what your days were like while you were there. I mean,
Right.
because you lived there, right? Because there were bunks
Yes.
there. I know that there's like, to explain it to everybody, and I'll let you tell them. It's like literally it's a compound. So there's like bedrooms that are with bunk beds and things. So a band can actually live there while they're recording. Tell me about that experience. What did it feel like when you got there? And when you saw that and you knew you were going to be camping out there for a few months?
Well, actually, we stayed. I mean, we traveled. It was like the whole family, so we actually
Yes.
stayed in a separate
Oh.
apartment.
Yes.
But
second,
We
sorry.
lived there
still,
for 3
3
months.
months. No, but it
Their
still was
parents went
this
with them?
great
Did
experience.
they?
And that restaurant name sounds familiar,
It rings
Matt.
a bell.
Very
We ate so much
familiar.
Italian food for
Yes.
3 months that everything just kind of blends together.
Yep.
But
But you know what we did? To be honest with you, the original plan was to make food every day. Like, we would take little lunches, but that just became impossible.
became
The
pizza every
days
day
were
at one
so busy that we didn't have time. So yeah, it was a lot of takeout, lots of pizza, lots
Chinese
of
food.
Chinese food. Yeah,
Yes.
the amount of fortune cookies that we got through is impressive.
Yeah, but our daily routine was basically we woke up and we would head over to the studio at 11,
Yes.
and then we would stay there until it was very late out and we could
Who
no
are
longer
those
work,
guys?
and then we would head back,
Yep.
sleep, and do
And
that on repeat for 3
the
months.
schedule was we had 2 weeks of pre-pro, which we got to know David very well, which was kind of
Yes.
intimidating because we didn't know him. He was like a
he's like
stranger
David
to us.
Bendis.
Yes.
So we were like, ooh,
So what's this
okay,
gonna be like?
let's see what this is gonna be like. But it was
But
awesome.
no, he's such
He's
a
a
great
sweetheart.
guy, such a great guy. But yeah, then we did 1 week of drums, recording drums, 1 week of bass, and then we had like a little break in between, and then it was guitars and vocals all the way
Oh.
through the end. like
Oh,
for a month.
Yes.
so it
Yeah,
takes
that's
so
amazing. You
much
know, David
time.
is.
Damn.
I've been out there and I've seen David work before too, and we're old friends. He's worked, of course, with Paramore, Bring Me to the Horizon, Breaking Benjamin, so many artists, and he's very passionate and intense when he works. And how was
Such
that when you
huge
first started
titles like
pre-production with
Paramore,
him?
Bring Me
Was
Horizon.
did you feel like you were learning something
Damn.
about the recording process
Now,
with
like the
him?
wording the
Oh my
same
Yes.
God, a
level.
lot.
Like
Go.
at first it
So
was
much.
overwhelming.
Yeah, the amount of
'Cause,
information is just
yeah, it was
wow.
so much information, and we had a very short period of time. I mean, 2 weeks sounds like a lot of time, but
They go
things
like
just like time
fast.
flies by. So we were just trying to get tighter as a band during those 2 weeks and just get everything really clear
But you
for the
know,
recording
since the
process.
beginning, because we first met David over a Zoom call, when we were just like looking for producers, and we clicked right away. Every mindset that he has about music and what's really important for the feeling to go across, like we matched up in every single sense. I mean, of course, in pre-pro there will be like different opinions and stuff.
They were
He will
different
tell you,
opinions.
Matt, that we ganged up on him, and
But we
don't believe
didn't.
him.
We didn't. We did not.
No.
Well, I would
Um,
think you probably had to, you know, because I know David, because David's he's amazing, but he's definitely intense, and he's not afraid to say exactly how he feels. But that's I think he wants to get the best out of his artists. So
Exactly.
it made to me when I knew you guys were working together, I thought it made absolute so much sense. And it was so cool. So did you get to like go
I
out
think
there
he
and play in
must
the
be
snow, like you
such a
said, since you don't
true
have that at home?
person, you know,
What kind of things were you
saying
doing
everything,
when you
what
did have a
he
little free
feels,
time?
what he thinks right
Tell me
away.
about what you did. Did you go explore kind of the neighborhoods out there, and
you
tell me
know,
about it?
Kind
since
of.
it was like the middle of a pandemic, we didn't actually get to like
There wasn't a lot of
go frolicking
sightseeing,
around.
but especially during like the 4th month when
Yeah.
we were mixing, we were staying like at a lake. It was kind of like a lake house. So the lake froze over and we walked
We
on the
walked on the
frozen lake.
lake.
That was super
It was really
scary.
scary,
The
but it was
first
honestly.
time.
Yeah.
But we like barbecued in the snow. Well, I say we, but my manager and my dad were the ones that were doing it, and we played in the snow. What else did we do?
We watched movies. Actually, we watched
Yeah, so
Frozen
their parents
because
were
everything was
We watched
frozen
Frozen
outside.
many
That
like
was
times.
right
just a
with
fun
them.
During
fact.
that winter.
But anyway, yeah, that's when we had the most free time, I guess, mixing,
Yes.
because of course David gets so into it, and he's like, I know you will have a lot of opinions, but let me do my thing first, and then you can come in and like we'll see what's up.
So yeah, that month
And
was pretty chill
yeah,
in
that
that
month was
sense.
chill.
But New Jersey was amazing, honestly. Like I kind of miss it after being there for so long.
Yeah.
So I
But
hope
if
that
we
we get
go
to
back,
visit
I
soon.
think it will feel like we never left.
Left.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's just like
that's true.
so familiar now.
Well, I can't wait till you get to go back to my old home state when you can actually, go out and check some restaurants out and
Yes.
hang out. But I mean, in a sense, do you think that recording during a pandemic was actually good for just having to be able to focus for those 4 months where you were like really concentrating on where there were no distractions?
Yes.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Just
it
that.
feels weird to say it, but it was definitely kind of a blessing in
That actually
disguise.
makes a
'cause
lot of sense.
We had nothing else to do. We were there to
Yeah,
record, to make things work, and that was it. Because
There
we
was
really
no
couldn't go outside
space
at all.
for anything else in our minds. So that was
It
very
was like
good.
full
And
concentration
you know what?
mode.
Also, the 5 different studios that we recorded
Really
in
helped.
were awesome because you get a change of scenery.
Every
You're
once in a
not-
while.
Yeah, so it's good for
Yeah,
you
during
know.
3 months, that change in scenery really helps.
really helps.
But it was honestly great that we could like fully concentrate on this album because it's rare to get that opportunity, especially now. Because you usually go like do some interviews, you go play somewhere,
Yeah.
you do a lot of social media.
And
But
at the same time, I'm sorry.
oh, go at it.
It felt very cozy, It was the same people every day just kind of getting together to make music, and that's just like
Yeah,
the
and
dream.
I think it would be rare to get that opportunity again to take that much time to make a record. So we definitely had that in mind throughout the whole time we were there.
yeah, like for
And,
example, I have
we
so
really,
many
like,
hobbies, and
enjoyed
I if I try to
great.
put
I'm
myself in
so
their
glad that worked
position,
out that way for
that
you.
would
Hey, when
be
you
just
went there,
kind of insane
working
for
on
me
the album
because
itself,
I
did you
always
go
want
there
to
with some basic
switch
ideas for
between
songs?
things.
Were there songs
That's
that
why,
you thought
for
were
example, right
fully
now
written?
I'm not working on my
Did you
art
come up with a
games
lot of stuff in the
or
studio?
something.
What was that process like?
So the process for this album, it's really strange because we have these songs written since 2019 and we were supposed to record them early 2020. So we started our own pre-pro in 2019, like December, after we toured Argentina and we came back, we pre-proed. And then we were like, hey, let's record it in February. But then we started our talks with the record label, with Lava and Republic. And we took 7 months negotiating our contract and finally signing. So the whole like recording of
Thing
the
was
album was
pushed
put on
back.
pause, and then the pandemic hit.
But we're so glad we did because
Yes.
now we got to do this with amazing people and great opportunities came now that we're with Lava.
So we went to work with David with these songs
like
fully written.
Like how Ali is
was a good
always
thing and a bad
holding
thing
the
because-
Because we had to
microphone
sell
like
them to
close
David. We
to
were
her
like,
mouth,
this is here for a
but
reason, I
not
swear.
saying
Like, trust us,
anything
David,
at
come
all.
on,
I
come
mean,
on.
I understand
And,
that she's
but he
shy
was
and
really
stuff,
into
but
the songs,
that
and
looks-
But we
basically what
will
we did in
s-
pre-pro was work out the
I
details
don't
to
know. I
like,
don't want to say
amplify
strange,
them.
but
Yeah, but
like
we
I
also
fully
say this,
understand
though.
her.
We had
but,
10
like,
songs and
just
the album has 12.
don't
We
don't.
worked before heading to New Jersey. We made 2 new songs because David is like, we have to do something like together from like scratch, and we're like, okay, we'll start on new ideas. And basically in pre-pro, we had the songs, mapped out, but like we worked on the instrumentation
yeah.
together, so that was very cool.
Yeah, he loves working that way and kind of building from scratch. That's great. So the folks, your family over there at Lava Republic are really excited about this first single. Let's talk about the DIY aspect of making the video. I think it's so cool that you did this, back home. I love the idea of what you did with the set. It just looks incredible. There's that pool. It's like a tank that's in the video. Talk to me about creating this video.
Oh, so creating this video was such a cool experience, and we hadn't recorded a video in like 3
3 years?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been such a long time. So we were kind of rusty on that whole aspect, but we had such an incredible team working with us. It was like a fully Monterrey Mexican team. So
Monterrey.
it was an awesome experience, and everyone was just so incredible.
And as for the concept, we really wanted to embrace what the song was about without taking too much focus out of the main, music of it. So we just like really thought since the beginning like a very cool playback with this underlining story of what the song is about. And we had that crazy idea, what if like underwater is a thing? And
Yeah.
we're just like, that's so crazy.
And the director Gabo was just amazing, and like he made everything work. And the whole team, like the building of the set, the syncing of the lights to the song, and everything that like everyone who was involved.
Exactly.
Was just
I pointed
amazing.
to
And
that
it was
in my
recorded in a
video,
single
which is
day.
right here.
all of it.
We were all day from 7 in the morning till 5 a.m. working on it. And it was very, very tough, but it
was
looks
worth
amazing.
It. It
Yeah,
looks amazing.
we
We're
really,
so
really
happy
liked
with
it.
it.
So yeah.
I'm glad we're going to show you a little clip right now. We have some behind the scenes footage of you making the video. So let's show that to all our viewers right now.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! Come on. Yeah, this is so interesting how the girl is actually like, jumping in what? Mind blowing. So there was literally a girl who was
Fun
swimming.
to make that video. Now, speaking of the song Choke, can you tell me the inspiration behind the lyrics to the song?
Okay, so
Oh,
Choke
that is
is
interesting.
about being so overwhelmed by your feelings that you start
Yeah.
to drown on them and choke on them. And we just really wanted like this song to reflect that helplessness you sometimes feel, and just offer it to everyone as like a safe place to feel those feelings, and just like a
that they're
place of
okay.
comfort for them.
Yeah, definitely. And we really wanted to embrace what the lyrics say with the music. I think that's the challenge that we took personally to like, even with the riff and
Holy
everything,
shit, that's
show the
astonishing. I
tension
mean, that's
of the
exactly what
struggle
I
of
was
that
thinking
person.
about listening to
And
the song,
we are
like
very
for,
proud
I don't know,
of the
dozens
song,
of
and
times.
we're so happy that it's finally out.
Amazing. You know, I've got to ask you, as people always want to know, it's being in a band with your sisters, the three of you. I mean, you guys seem like it's so great to watch you guys interact, and your vibe is so great and so positive. And tell me about what it's like, being in a band, what it was like when it started, when you knew you wanted to do it, and as you continue to see your journey grow and keep on happening.
Well, yeah, being a band of sisters, it's a very unique thing, I guess. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It makes it super cool to work, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I get to do this with them.
It's such a cool thing, but we started since we were very young, so it always was like a family activity
Yeah,
to
like
enjoy
again,
music together
Ali,
and
for
to play
example,
it together.
was how
So
old?
it's so
9 years
cool
old, I
that
think,
we're
when
now
they
able
started the
to
band.
work together in this way and collaborate with each other like this. And we're such a good team.
Yes, we
Like when
are.
writing, we know that writing is a difficult thing, especially because everything is opinions, and like there's no right or wrong way. And I think we have such good chemistry in that sense that we're able to speak our minds freely during this whole process and during every single aspect. And also our parents are very involved as well. So our whole team is just like family. So it's such a comfortable and safe environment to be working with, and it's such a big blessing, honestly.
And there will always be disagreements, but like we can get through them like very
Anyway, it must
very
be
easy because we're
comfortable.
sisters. So that's awesome.
Yes, sister power.
We're so rooting for you from the first time we saw you. We were like and heard your first EP, which I think is so cool how you put the GoFundMe together. I want to just mention for those people that are watching right now, if you go in the chat and you have questions for the ladies, please send it to us, and I'll make sure that I ask them right away. It's amazing. When you think back about when you first posted the Enter Sandman video, and just to have that reaction, does it still blow your mind sometime knowing Kirk Hammett loved that when he saw it?
Yeah, just for the record, I started like following all the stuff that the Warning the RL sisters do since, well, essentially free falling, but I
It's so
actually
hard to
started
put it into
listening to
words.
them like fully only
everything happens
since
so
the
quickly
release
and so
of Queen of the
suddenly.
Murder
But
Scene.
every time that something happened, it was just like a different like level of mind blowing every time.
Yes.
We were just all speechless every time something happened.
And it was so long ago that I can't believe it was that long ago. We
Exactly.
were like, I look at the Enter Sandman video and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tiny.
We were
really young. We were so little. But no, yes, we're so happy and glad that that happened, because if not, we wouldn't be here. And without all the support of the people who listen
Yeah.
to our music, we are very, very grateful. And especially at this time, which I think is a very good time for Rock and Roll Matt. I don't know what you think about. Like we're so happy to be releasing this single at this time. I think it's so great. What do you think about like the rock scene right now?
I love it. I mean, I think rock has always been obviously the thing that I love the most, and I think it's it's a perfect time for it, because I think things are going to be opening up again soon.
Well, Choke is
People
a
are gonna be
great
able to
name
tour like
for the
yourselves, and
pandemic.
people are hungrier than ever, not only to hear great new rock albums,
Not
but
gonna
to
lie.
see rock shows. And I think it's perfect timing to get the single out right now. I mean, people are just they are so hungry for it, and there's no question about that. I have a question
Unfortunately,
that
there
was given to
are
me
not that
earlier
many
from
rock
Marcos in
fans,
Hollywood.
but
and that
yeah,
was from
I
Pal-
sort of agree with
loves watching you on Instagram play to the anime,
because they are
things and
really
stuff. And-
somewhat resurrecting
that was
the
the question.
rock
So
music,
wanted
the
to see,
rock
the question was,
whole
when
fan
did you
base.
start getting into anime, and was that something that was you just decided that those themes and were cool and you wanted to have a go at it?
I feel like such a nerd right now. But I started getting into anime when I was like in middle school, like in 7th grade, and I just really loved it. And it actually influences us a lot in the way we write and in the music that we listen to. But when I started uploading TikToks, it was one of the first things I wanted to do, just like cover these songs that I love so much, even though they're just like very short clips. But it's always fun to play them because they're very energetic.
Like crazy drum parts.
Yeah, so
you
it's always very fun.
Yeah, I gotta ask you also, like, for you, who would be the dream bands to open for? Who would you love to go out
Foo
with?
Fighters, and
if you had
they
your pick
are
of any
opening
band
for
in
Foo
particular?
Fighters
Or one,
in
two, or three.
Mexico
Who would you
City.
say? And it can be more
But
than one.
I don't remember when,
Definitely
but
say Muse because they're a trio. We absolutely love Muse. I feel
Yeah.
like it just be
Been
perfect.
all right.
Yeah, we kind of grew up with their music,
Yeah.
and we've seen them live more than a couple of
Yeah.
times. We're very big fans.
Hmm.
And
I'm gonna go ahead and say Metallica because yes,
Well, of
right now
course.
remembering the Enter Sandman video was just like
yeah,
oh
and
my God,
they
playing with them
also
would
will be
be
playing
awesome.
Ant Sandman
Yes,
on
that's
some
great.
I don't know.
Both great
like,
bands. Have you gotten to
concert
see them when
festival.
they've come to
I
Mexico City in that
am not
area?
sure.
Because both have played there.
I
no, I remember
we
the,
did get
the
to see
time they
Muse.
Metallica
Yes.
came to Mexico City. We weren't in Mexico. We were in the U.S. and it was so frustrating.
Yes.
Like no, but if they ever come back again, or if
Yeah.
they play somewhere near in the U.S.,
Yeah.
oh well, we would love to go
But
see
we
them
have
as
been
well.
able to see Muse, I think, 4 times,
times
in our
already?
whole lives, and each time it's just like I
It's
want
been
another one.
That's great. Do you have a you guys
Damn,
have a
very
favorite
lucky.
album by them?
Ooh,
Black
the
Holes
second law
Revolution?
I'd
is
say
my
the second
favorite.
law.
Second Law is
Is my
just
favorite
amazing.
one. I think it's because like we went to that tour.
We went
that was
to
the
that
first
tour,
tour
yeah.
we went to. So yeah.
It has a huge impact on us. Yeah.
I think that's great. Well, I think Matt Bellamy would love to see you guys play, because it's really interesting. And Matt Bellamy's father was a guitar player and really, really supported him to want to play and do music. In fact, his father, this is a crazy thought and a fact, but his dad was in a band called the Tornadoes, and they actually were an instrumental band. His dad played guitar, and they were the first band ever from England to have a #1 record in America, 2 years before the
Oh.
Beatles did. Yeah, and that was Matt
Wow.
Bellamy's
Bruh.
father. So it's a pretty cool thing. And he's really proud. He loves his dad because the Knights of Sidonia
I'm even
song is
getting chills.
basically based on that.
Oh, what's wrong?
That's so cool.
That's really
Which
Yes.
is very cool.
Choke.
So
There's a
so
choke.
talk to me about if she gets some water, no problem at all.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so talk to me about in the meantime, are you so you've gotten you put together it's like 12 songs for when the album does come out. I know there's not a lot of details and we'll get there, when we just you'll let us know and we'll do another one of these when the
Yes.
album comes out where we'll talk about the album debut songs and we're really looking forward to
Alright.
that. But is there some information you can give your fans right now that are watching about what they can expect, what the album feels like to you? How would you
Is
describe
Danny
it?
fine?
Okay. What they can expect
Oh,
from
yeah.
the album and how
She
it
is.
feels like Danny's back, by the way.
Sorry.
I just
I'm good. I'm good.
first of all, we're so proud of this album and everything
Hmm.
that we made came straight from the heart. I just feel like it's
So
a very
looking forward to
powerful
listening.
and energetic rock album, and it's so us, but like kind of like an evolved us, like just another step in our journey. Because I feel like we grew so much as people in the last 2 years, and so much as musicians as well. And I feel that this album really reflects that. And I know that we
They're
can't give a
so
lot
grown
of
up.
information right now, but as soon as we can, we always let our fans know immediately. And it would be great to have another one of these.
Interviews, and
Yes.
talks with you because they're so enjoyable. Yeah.
And when the album comes out, we'll do that for sure.
That'd be great. Now I have some questions now that have come up, and now this one is from Josh Wharton from YouTube. He asks, "What was your favorite cover song that you have done since the beginning?" Because you've done different covers. What would you say that is? And you can all have a different one if you want, but I mean,
Okay.
so let us
Right.
know.
I hope we don't have the same
one that I remember a lot is Resistance by Muse because I got to play the piano and that was cool for me.
that's
Yes.
Haven't seen that
I
one.
feel like this is like not weird, but like Atlas Rise by
Oh,
Metallica.
yes.
It was a challenge because
That
there
one
were
I
so many
saw,
different
yeah.
parts in the
Saw that one.
song, and it was like kind of hard learning them.
It was very
And we
satisfying.
did,
to
And
play.
it was
like, a
really
day
satisfying
before
when
we
we could
recorded
actually
it.
play the
Yeah.
whole thing and get it right. So I feel like that was a really cool one.
Oh, you have really good. Oh, I think that my favorite cover was one that I did by myself at the very beginning. It was a Kelly Clarkson song, My Life Would Suck Without You, but it was like my
Haven't
first
watched.
video ever, and I was like 10
I
or
think.
12. I don't even
Or
remember.
maybe I
But I was so young,
don't
and there was a
remember.
part where I would cross my arms, and I felt so proud that I could finally play that. So I'm gonna say that one.
That's great when you could really when you could do that technique on the drums. That's great. That's amazing. All right, now we have another one here from this is from Aaron Herencia Salcido from Facebook. He wants to know, why did they choose "Choke" as their first song to be released? What was
Well,
why
it
was that the
sounds
first
even like a single. What?
Right, you know, we
What
had a
is
very tough
that
time with
question?
this because we love all of the songs, and we even made like an activity. Like David made an activity out of it in the last mixing day at the studio, and he's like, "Okay, anonymously, we're going to write the 3 songs that we like the most of the band, of the album," and then we went like down, and "Choke" was like the winner of that activity. Now we didn't choose it just
because of
because
that.
of that
But
activity.
I think it was just like
Um,
a consensus between everyone that we
Yeah,
just
just
felt
another
it
reason
was,
to
like,
pick.
The right.
the right
Yeah.
debut for under like the label and everything.
Exactly.
And it's just
Interesting.
such a like a powerful song, and we really wanted our first thing released to be really powerful and strong, so that's why we chose it.
That's great.
It's a really
Definitely
great choice.
Here's another one. This one is from SDP Band from YouTube, and this has been asked by more than one, and that was, when you think you will tour, and will you tour the U.S.? And I think I probably know the answer to that, but I'd love to hear you say it.
Well,
Are we gonna tour the US? Yes.
definitely.
Before the pandemic hit, we had a North American tour planned out, and we were gonna go to the USA for quite a few days. But we had to cancel it, unfortunately, because of the whole situation.
So that will be back. We
Yes.
will go.
Uh,
When we
when?
don't. We
As
don't
soon
know
as things
yet.
get better
but
and
yes.
the conditions are safe for everybody, and we can have,
Yeah.
like,
And-
we're sure that we can all have a great time at a rock show.
And maybe we will have like separate dates before we can actually plan a whole
A
tour.
tour.
But like it's coming. It's
Yes,
coming
and
back.
we'll let you know as
Yes,
soon as
as
we get a
possible.
hint of when.
Now, I know that we don't have the exact date yet, but someone did ask when the album's coming out. But the part of the question that I think you'll be able to answer is, will there be vinyl? And of course, your last album came out on vinyl,
Of
so
course
that's a
will
big
be.
question.
Why not?
Okay,
Yes.
so when? This year. I can say
Yes.
that, like,
This year.
yes,
I think it
this
will be
year it will
out
come out,
in
but
August,
will there be a vinyl?
perhaps.
Yes.
Yes.
Probably,
I
yeah.
think- I
love
think this
having
summer.
That, you know, experience. of
However, knowing
like,
Lava
printing a
Records,
record
maybe
and
autumn,
the
but
whole
I
thing
still
that goes behind it, you know, the
fingers
booklet and
crossed
the lyrics
for
and
August.
everything, like the whole experience of it.
getting
and
it.
it's totally like a different experience as well to hear it, you know, in a record player.
Yeah,
so that is
especially
really
us
cool.
that were young and we didn't really get that era of buying CDs and vinyls. Like, it's not something that is from people our age.
Grew up
Yeah.
with, yeah.
But when we started doing it
By the
after
way, me
we like
neither.
made our own vinyl, it's such a cool
So special.
thing to do, to just like put a record on and sit down and listen to it.
Yeah.
So of course, it's definitely the
A
plan
must.
to release it.
Yes.
That's great. Now, this one is for Ollie, and it's, what was your initial reaction when Spectre asked you to be a signature artist?
So I was extremely excited when, you know, to know that I'm part of the Spectre family. I was extremely happy with this news, and now to know that I'm going to have a signature bass, like a line with Spectre, that's just amazing, and I feel incredibly honored.
I think
able
I
to
saw
do this with
something
Spectre
about
too.
that
Soon
on
you'll
the
be able to purchase
Instagram,
the
but
Alien
I
and
don't know what
Bass.
all of that means.
That is so cool. How great is that?
Well, a lot of interesting things that they told us. Yeah, like I'm waiting for the album being out as well, like obviously, and for them touring, because it would be great. Like, even though I will definitely not be able to be there on tour or on any of their concerts in the North America, or like, I don't know, anywhere except Russia, and perhaps at least for the next couple years. So I still want, like everyone else, to enjoy them live, and for them to like do all this stuff live, because, well, they are getting really big. They sign label, they are releasing their first album with their label, and so that shall be really great. I think it is even interesting, not because they're the warning the Mexican sisters anything, no, I mean nothing like that, but the thing is that it is just a huge step for an abstract band, for any band, but we are listening to them and they are in that situation. That's why that is so great. I don't know. That is cool. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. Have a nice life.
You ladies rock. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, we can.